and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most popular Korean dramas, The Glory Season 2. This season takes us through Dong-Eun's revenge against Yeon-Jin as she plots a careful takedown of Yeon-Jin's marriage while causing infighting within the group. Let's dive into the plot details and see how everything unfolds. Dong-Eun's revenge against Yeon-Jin is a careful knockdown of her marriage, along with causing some infighting in the group. Yeon-Jin learns about Hye-Nam when she sees her husband's photograph in Dong-Eun's apartment. Dong-Eun hatches a plan to use Hye-Nam as a double agent so that she is able to protect her and her daughter while letting Yeon-Jin lull herself into a false sense of security. It is truly tragic that Hye-Nam was not able to see her daughter a last time before she went abroad, but at least she knew that she was safe wherever she was. Dong-Eun's eyes were on Yeon-Jin's crumbling marriage. Do-Hyun had already started distancing himself from Yeon-Jin, especially after he came to know from Myeong-O's recording that she was having an affair with Jae-Joon. But later, when Jae-Joon beats up a teacher at Dong-Eun's school for taking inappropriate pictures of young girls, one of whom was Yi-Sol, the suspected cat is out of the bag, and he admits to being Yi-Sol's father. When he meets up with Dong-Eun, she doesn't hide her scars from him, confirming that she has indeed been brutally bullied by Yeon-Jin. However, he refuses to divorce his wife as he wants Yi-Sol in his life, and Yeon-Jin is still her mother. But this doesn't last long. Dong-Eun tempts Sa-rae with some drugs and makes her come to an empty room in her father's church while he is conducting a service. In a completely hallucinatory state, she starts touching herself, and that is caught on camera by everyone. The very same day, Dong-Eun releases documents showing proof that she and So-hee were bullied by Yeon-Jin. Yeon-Jin runs away temporarily but is brought back by her husband, who tries to help her with his lawyers but ends up shocked by her coldness and lack of remorse for her actions. He starts seeing his wife for what she truly is, especially when he reads the details of her crimes. But the final nail in the coffin is when Jae-Joon gives him the recording of Myeong-O and Yeon-Jin that implicates her in his murder while revealing that she killed So-hee. He serves her divorce papers soon after Yeon-Jin had been lured to Yeo-Jeong's clinic, where he had picked off a sample of her skin. Dong-Eun planted it under Myeong-O's fingernails before the police discovered his body. Later, when the police were investigating it, they found that the DNA under his fingernails matched the DNA found on the lighter retrieved as evidence near So-hee's body. An anonymous tip leads the police to the scene of Myeong-O's murder, where they find the murder weapon, the wine bottle, sitting on the desk. Yeon-Jin is arrested and taken to jail. The only remaining person to be taken care of is Jae-Joon. Dong-Eun asks Hye-Jong to swap his eye medicine for another chemical so that he ends up permanently blind. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and Hye-Jong does exactly that when she goes to get the rest of her things from his place. As a blinded Jae-Joon is looking for help, he is pushed off the building by Do-Hyun, insinuated, to avoid any future custody battles for Yi-Sol. Do-Hyun visits Yeon-Jin for a final time in prison to get her signature on the divorce papers. She asks him whether he would let her stay in touch with Yi-Sol through letters. Do-Hyun doesn't answer her, and we can gauge that Yeon-Jin has seen the last of her daughter. Afterward, even Dong-Eun pays her a visit. An arrogant Yeon-Jin claims that the only thing she regrets is not getting away with her crimes. Dong-Eun laughs and implies that there is a secret that she doesn't know. While Yeon-Jin had rained blows on Myeong-O's head, the fatal blow was struck by Jae-Young-ram, who was in an adjacent room. Yeon-Jin was in jail for a crime she had not committed, though Dong-Eun does not tell her this and lets her stew in the suspense. Now that her revenge is complete, Dong-Eun does what we suspected she had wanted to do for a long time. She gets on the edge of the rooftop to jump to her death. Dong-Eun had never known happiness in her life, and now that the purpose for which she had stayed alive was fulfilled, she wanted to move on. But she is stopped by Yeo-Jeong's mother. She asks Dong-Eun to stay alive for her son's sake, and Dong-Eun is unable to refuse as she has grown to have feelings for him. But she doesn't meet him right away. She disappears for 6 months, which she spends in a monastery. Maybe she just wanted some time to readjust the priorities in her life while planning the next stage of it. She meets a woman there and asks her for help in relocating a prisoner to Jisan prison. Dong-Eun's recreational activities also have ulterior motives. The woman agrees, and Dong-Eun finds herself coming back to Yeo-Jeong. He has been waiting for her all this time and is overjoyed to see her. They confess their love to each other, and Dong-Eun tells him that she will be his executioner now. When Yeo-Jeong confronted his dad's killer about his reason for murdering his father, he said that he was just miffed with him because of his concern for his son. Basically, the killer blamed Yeo-Jeong for his dad's death. Yeo-Jeong had told the killer that he would take his revenge soon enough, and he started that with Dong-Eun by his side. The duo took up jobs in the prison facility, and soon enough, they had made enough friends and connections with the prisoners that they would be willing to help them. Love can truly be found in a shared desire for revenge. The Glory could have been done in 10 to 12 episodes. All of our criticism for The Glory boils down to the protagonist's unwillingness to get her hands dirty, which took away from the intensity and complexity of the revenge. She keeps saying that she is not a good person, but we don't see her do any morally gray things either. The focus was on painting Dong-Eun as an avenging angel, but the complications of revenge just got lost in it. Even the original revenge saga, The Count of Monte Cristo, had the titular character forego his revenge for his lady love Mercedes, and that added to his character and the plot. Imagine something like that in The Glory, where Dong-Eun struggles with accepting the love in her heart that had always been filled with hate. The process couldn't have been as simple as it was shown in the series. But we would still have given it a pass if the revenge had been satisfactory. It wasn't, and that was the biggest letdown. Either way, it is clear that there won't be a season 2 of The Glory. We appreciate that, and we also hope Kim Eun-sook Sunbinim comes out of her creative rut and gives us another gem soon enough. That's all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed our breakdown of The Glory Season 2. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this season and what your favorite moments were. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.